This video goes over the week 16 homework. Number 1, use the model to complete each statement. 1 yard equals 3 feet. We can see that from the model. Here's where our yards are listed on the bottom, and 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. Okay? So we can use the model to fill in the rest of the information. 2 yards is equal to 6 feet, 3 yards is equal to 9 feet, and 4 yards is equal to 12 feet. The distance between Sandville and Lewiston is shown on the map. What is the actual distance between the two towns? So we know that the scale says for each inch it's 20 miles. So we have inches and miles. So we have a 1 to 20 ratio. And we know on our little map that we see 2.5 inches, and we're trying to figure out how many miles that is. So we can think about 2.5 or 2.5 as being 1 whole inch, which is our 20 miles, another whole inch, so there's our 2 inches, and then we have another half of an inch. So half of an inch would mean 10 miles. So if we think about 2.5 being 1 plus 1 plus a half, we can see the total miles would be 50 on the map. Ben can do 50 sit-ups in 3 minutes. At that rate, how many sit-ups can he do in 12 minutes? So we're going to do our ratio 50 sit-ups in 3 minutes, and we're going to write an equivalent ratio to figure out how many sit-ups he can do in 12 minutes. So I'm going to think in terms of multiplication on this one. So 3 times 4 gets me to 12 minutes. So if I take 50 times 4, that will tell me how many sit-ups he can do in 12 minutes. So he can do 200 sit-ups in 20 minutes. In 12 minutes. Number 4, for every 2 text messages that Anna sends, Kim sends 5. How many text messages would Anna send if Kim sends 40 messages? So Anna's messages to Kim's messages are a 2 to 5 ratio. And so we're trying to figure out how many Anna would send, or we're creating a proportion or 2 equivalent ratios. So again, I'm going to think in terms of multiplication. 5 times 8 will get me to 40. So I have to think 2 times 8 will get me to that missing number in the ratio. So it would be 16. Anna would send 16 messages. A shower, this word should be shower, not show, uses 12 gallons of water in 3 minutes. Complete the table. So I'm going to first figure out what the unit rate is, or the rate is per 1 minute. So I'm going to actually just kind of add a little column here. I'm going to figure out 1 minute and how many gallons the shower uses in 1 minute. The way I'm going to do that is by taking my ratio I know. It told me 3 minutes is 12 gallons of water. I can fill that one in. And I'm going to simplify this by dividing by the greatest common factor to get a unit rate, or dividing this out. So I end up with 1 to 4. So in 1 minute, the shower is using 4 gallons of gas. And so I can use this to help me with my table now. So if I go to 2 minutes, that means I doubled. I have to double this amount too. So I'm going to go 8. I'm going to skip these halves first, and I'm going to go ahead and look at this 20. So I can think about when I go from 4 to 20, I'm multiplying by 5. So that means up here it's going to be multiplied by 5. So I'd have 5 to 20. And so now I have these half ratios to think about. And so I know that in 3 minutes it's 12 gallons. Okay? But I have 3.5 minutes. So it's going to be those 12 gallons that I get in 3 minutes. Plus I have to figure out how many gallons would there be in a half of a minute. Okay? And so I can go back to my unit rate. If I know that in 1 minute it's 4 gallons, I know that in a half a minute it would be 2 gallons, or half of that amount. So when I look at 3.5 or 3.5, I know it's 14 gallons. I'm going to use that same thinking to do my 6.5. So I know if I had 6 minutes, I know in each minute I have 4 gallons of water being used, so that's 24 gallons. And then remember, in that half a minute, I have another 2 gallons, so this would be a total of 26 gallons. Have a great day.